there, my name's Andy Hillier and today's guitar lesson is going to be on Raise Up Your Bat by Toby Fox from Deltarune. It's a lovely little tune. I've done a full playthrough, so if you want to hear what it sounds like all the way through, check it out. I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'm going to teach you it all today, but just before I do, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press that notification bell, leave me some comments in the comment section, and if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me and support the channel, and you want the tabs for this, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. My guitar is in standard tuning. Okay, the first line sounds like this. Okay, so starting off on A2, then it goes A2 and then open A and then A2. So you've got 2, 2, 0, 2, then 2, 0, 2 and then 2, 0, 2. So loads of twos and O's. So 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2. It then jumps up to G4 and then back down to the A2 and then A5. So bar 1 slowly. Don't play the note in the bracket, that's just held on. So we're then going to play another A5, straight down to G7, and then back to A5 5 times. And then G7, then back to A5, and then down to A4. So bars 1 and 2 together slowly go. Into bar 3, again, don't play any of the notes in the brackets, they're just held on. We're going to play another A4, and then another A4, G6, A4, so, and then A3, 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 then G5, A3, then A2. So let's do the first 3 bars then. We've got and then bar 4, all on the A string there again, 202, 202, 202, and then D2, then open D, then A2. So bar 4. Okay, so the whole of the first line slowly, here we go, 3, 4. And a bit faster. And up to speed. Okay, on to the next line. And similar kind of thing, just slight little variations. We've got so very similar. A2, open A, A2, and then 202, then 20, D2, then D, open A, and A5. So bar number 5 goes. And then bar 6 stays on the A string and goes 505, 505, 5, 5, then D7, then A5, then A4. So bar 6. Then A4, A4, D6, A4, A3, 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 D5, A3, and then A2. So bar 7. Then it goes 202, 202 in bar 8. And we'll ignore those last 3 notes at the end there. So the whole line slowly goes. And a bit faster. And then we've got those last 3 notes, which is B7, B10, and then E7. A little slide in. When you see those little lines going up to the note, I'm just sliding 1 fret up. So I'm going from fret 6 to fret 7 there. So, and that's kind of like the lead part coming in. Okay, so that's kind of like the whole intro. If we go on to this next line then, so we've done the, and then we'll play this line, it goes. So we've got the E7 there that's in the bracket, that's held on from the previous line, from the, and then it plays B7, G9, G7, G9, back to G7. So if you include the last 3 notes of the previous line, which actually is the last 3 notes of this line, and then up to there you've got. It then goes to E10, B10, then E7 with a little slide in, then B7, G9, G7, then B7. So again, if we go from the 3 notes from the previous line, you've got. Then the next phrase, which is a little slide into G10, then G9, G7, then back to G9. So it then jumps down to D7, D8, and then B10, B8. So you got. And then there's a little trill going from B7, hammers onto B8, and then pulls off to B7 really quickly. Then the last 3 notes, we've already played those. So B7, B10, and then E7 sliding into it. So the whole line, and again I'm going to play those 3 notes from the previous line because it's part of the phrase, goes like this. On to the next line, and it sounds like this. Again, I'm going to play those last 3 notes from the previous line because it makes sense to the melody. So the first bar is the same as the first bar on the previous line. So you've got B7, G9, G8, G7, G9, G7, then up to E10, B10, then E7 with a little slide in. Then the next bar changes. So you've got, so far we've got. And then it's B7, G9, G7, then G9 with a bend. So you bend up a tone. Then we've got this little slide to the G10, G9, G7, G9, back to G7, and then it goes, which is on the D string, goes 7, 8, 9, and a little bend up and down, just a semitone. And then the last little phrase goes, which is all the E on the E string at fret 13, a little slide in from fret 12, then E12, E10, E12, back to E10, and then B10, B11, and then B12. So bar 17 and 18 go. So the whole line, including the first three, or sorry, the last three notes of the previous line, which is a B7, B10 and E7, goes like this. On to the next line where we've got this. So bar 19, we're going to start on A9, jump over to G7, then B7, G10, G7, G9, and then G7. Down to the D string, and we've got D9, D7, back to D9, G7, and then D9. So far you've got. And then another D7, then D9. So bar 19. Then jump straight to the E7. Then G10, G9, G7, D9. Then there's an A9 at the end of that bar. So if you do the first two bars of that line, goes. And then we've got A8, D9. Then G11, then 10, 9, and then 7. So we got. And then on the B string it goes B10, B8, then B7, and then B6 to B7. You can do it as a slide or play them, whichever you prefer. Okay, so that line slowly goes. And a bit faster. On to the next line, and we've got this. So for that, E7, and then G9, hammers onto G10, pulls off back to the 9, and then pulls off to the 7. So, and then a D9. So that lick. It does that twice. So I really like that phrase. And then it goes D7, D9, then E7, little slide into it. Then B10, E7, E10, and then B12, and then E12 slides up to E14. So far from that line you've got. And then we've got, which is the G10 twice, E13, E12, E10, E12, E10. Then on the B string goes 10, 12, 10, 11, 12. So bar 25 goes. Okay, so let's play the whole line. Ready? 1. On to the next line, and we've got. So for that, we've got a B12 and then a D9, and then a D12, and then two G10s, E13, E12, E10, E12, E10, then B10, B11, B12, then B10, B12. So that line comes in after beat 2, goes 1, 2. And on to the next line where we've got this. So for that we go D9, G7, B7, E9, E10, B10, and then B7. So bar 29 goes rest. Then E7, G6, G7, B10, G9, and then B7. So bar 30. And then we've got B8, B7, G9, B10, B8, and then hammer on and pull off from B7 to B8, back to B7, like a little trill. So that line, 3, 4, rest. And on to the next line. So the first two bars are the same as the previous line, first two bars. So then it changes slightly. We create B8, B7, G9, B8, B7, then G9, then G8. So that line goes rest. And those two lines, so this line and the previous line repeats, you just play it twice through. And then we have this. So for that we've got D9, then G11, D12, B10, and then we have, which is D6, G7, and then B9, and then move down one fret and play D5, G6, and B8. So, and then B7, and then A9 to D7. So the whole line. And then on to the next line, and the last line that we need to learn, it goes. So for that, D9, then G9, G7, G9, B7, G9, G7, and then slide up to G11 on that, and then play a E10. So the first two bars, there you go. And then goes, which is G6, B9, E9, then D10, B11, E12. So it goes. And then B12, and then those last three notes is B7, B10, and then E7. And then that's going to go to the chorus. So let's just play that last line we need to learn. then to finish off, you just jump back to the third and the fourth lines. You play that through, and then that's the whole song. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, which is Andy Hillier, give me a like on the video, press that notification bell, leave me some comments in the comment section. I love to hear from you, so please leave me some comments. Let me know where in the world you're watching this from. Let me know what songs I should do next. And if you love what I'm doing, you want to support me, support the channel, and you want the tabs for this, then I'll put them on my Patreon page. A link to that is in the description. One last thing, I've got a new guitar channel, more like guitar techniques and licks channel. I've called it Andy Hillier too. If you wouldn't mind checking that out and subscribing, perhaps watching some videos, leaving me some comments on those videos, that would be amazing as well. Well, thanks for watching this. I do really appreciate it. I've been Andy Hillier, and I'll see you next time.